Hello and welcome everyone to the second annual Academy of Death Racers Awards, or as you just saw, and as we like to call them, the Deathies. These awards are, of course, conducted every year by the Academy of Death Racers, which, for those of you unfamiliar, grew out of the community over at the r/Oscars Death Race subreddit over the last few years. And of course, this is now our second award show, and me and Pierre are back as hosts. How does it feel to be back as host, Pierre?
Sequels are always better, except when they're not. So let's hope this is the better one.
Well, as you can see, I spent a lot of extra money on a new production design here. I have a new apartment, so I figured, I did this all just for the Deathies, and I hope that it works out. Now, this year is, of course, special for a couple of different reasons. First off, it's our second show. It's our second year of doing these awards, so we can now officially call this annual. But in addition to that, this was the first year that the Academy of Death Racers put on their own film festival, the Academy of Death Racers Festival. And to start off this event, we want to do a quick breakdown of that festival and announce the winners of the Academy of Death Racers Festival Awards.
Hello, my name is Alex.
My name is Kylie.
My name is Mark.
We're here on behalf of the Academy of Death Racers Film Festival, which has just finished its inaugural year. The Academy of Death Racers Film Festival is an international online film festival celebrating the best short films of the year and promoting widely available screenings to the public.
The first AoDR Film Festival was held from the 14th to the 30th of January 2022. While one of the aims of the Academy of Death Racers is to help as many people as possible watch every film nominated for an Academy Award in every category before the Oscar ceremony, we also want our community to be exposed to other interesting, thought-provoking content, which can sometimes be very difficult to access.
With the festival, we strive to give new and diverse voices a platform to showcase their work and to give our attendees a way to access these excellent films in a virtual platform available across many different countries.
In the future, we hope to become an Academy qualifying fest, so these filmmakers we showcase have the opportunity themselves to be nominated for an Oscar.
This year alone, our festival was privileged enough to include the world debut of the feature film You Are My Sunshine, the festival premiere of the feature film NYC Dreams, and several short films recognized by other prestigious organizations. Among our inaugural selections were the Oscar shortlisted film Takeover, the BAFTA shortlisted film Homebird, and the BAFTA winner for animated short film Do Not Feed the Pigeons.
The festival, voting commenced to honour films in excellence for the following categories in Best Animated Short, Best Live Action Short, Best Documentary Short, and Best Short featuring an LGBT theme. Winners for these categories were awarded $125 in cash. In addition, for the Audience Choice Award across all categories of the festival, we have a third, second, and first place finishers awarded $50 and $100 respectively.
Let's take a look at some of the films that were featured in our festival this year.
Without further ado, let's announce the winners of the first ever Academy of Death Racers Film Festival. And the winner of the 2022 Academy of Death Racers Award for Animated Short Film is The Vandal.
And the winner of the 2022 Academy of Death Racers Award for Live Action Short Film is Masquerade.
And the winner for the 2022 Academy of Death Racers Best Documentary Short is Takeover.
And the winner of the 2022 Academy of Death Racers Award for a film with an LGBT plus theme, shorter feature, is Scumboy.
And now it's time for us to present the awards for the 2022 Academy of Death Racers Audience Choice. In third place is Do Not Feed the Pigeons.
In second place, Takeover.
In first place, Not Just a Name. Congratulations to all the winners of the first annual Academy of Death Racers Film Festival.
Yes, congratulations to all the winners, and we will be back next year with the second Academy of Death Racers Festival, already preparing the shorts circuits for that. It's going to be excellent. So if you want membership, then go over to AoDR.net to sign yourself up with a level of membership and to get access to our newsletter and any updates regarding next year's festival. Thanks so much to everybody who donated their films for us. It's been fantastic to screen them all at the festival, and we look forward to working with you all next year. Bye-bye.
I may be biased because I own some of it, but I love that merch. What did you think, Pierre? So I'm not sure if your audio is coming in on my side, but I have to say I 100% agree.
Oh. I muted myself because I was chewing chips. My bad.
Anyway, I would like to say a big congratulations to all of our winners at the first annual AoDR Film Festival. I know I personally saw all of those, all the winners, and I am very happy with the picks. I hope I would have said that no matter who the winners were, but I am serious, so you can believe me.
I do believe you, Jeff. I don't believe you would lie to anyone.
I would never lie to anybody. And speaking of the truth, tomorrow it is an objective fact that the Oscars are occurring. But today they obviously aren't. That's why we have our event today. We are, and this is the only time I'll throw shade at the Oscars, the better Oscars. And so we're going to happen today, steal all their thunder, and then you don't even have to watch tomorrow because we're going to go through all of the same awards as they do tomorrow, as well as a couple of our own. And the nice thing about the Academy of Death Racers Awards, if you're just tuning in, if you don't remember from last year, everyone who voted on these awards has seen every single one of the movies nominated for at least that category that they voted on. In most cases, all of the people who voted on these awards have seen all of the movies nominated for any Oscars and our own special categories. So you can rest assured that whoever wins all of these awards tonight will be the most deserving candidate.
Yes, I find that watching movies is generally the best way of judging them. And what better place can you get that than the AoDR Awards? It's impossible.
So before we go to our first awards, let's we've got a little bit of we've got a video to warm up the crowd. A lot of things go into making a movie. Directing, acting, writing, obviously. But maybe the most important parts of filmmaking are the parts that so often go generally unnoticed. For example, visual effects, makeup and costumes, editing. Today, we want to highlight the importance of these underseen, underutilized, or underappreciated categories in a way that maybe other academies might not. We're going to show all of the categories today, including, and these are the next couple, visual effects and costume and makeup.
The magic of visual effects. The Best Engineering Effects Award was first given in 1929 to the very first Best Picture winner, Wings. In 1933, King Kong's animator was given a special award for his groundbreaking achievements in the field. Best Special Effects finally became an official category in 1939. Sometimes the Academy would award a film outright instead of generating nominations. From 1939 until 1964, the category was shared with audio effects, on occasion having two winners or only awarding one of the two categories. In 1964, the award once again became a standalone prize. After another name change of the award in 1965, it was finally named Best Visual Effects in 1977. Racers, this is the Best Visual Effects Award, and the nominees are... Oh, I'm sorry, something weird is going on. Wait. Okay. Sorry, guys. What is he doing? Oh, whoa, what? Sorry guys, this is... Yikes. Oh boy. I don't know what's going on. I'm so sorry. This... Oh god. Oh, okay. What? Let's regroup. That... I don't even know. Let's do this again. And the nominees are... Dune. Free Guy. No Time to Die. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Spider-Man: No Way Home. Okay, that worked that time. And the Deathies goes to Dune. Great choice, racers.
God in heaven.
This is the single most dominant victory by any film, with Dune receiving a staggering 76% of the vote. And if taking out people who abstained, it jumps to 80%. Almost complete control of every single demographic across the board. A rare moment of solidarity within the AoDR community.
Good evening, and I'm here to present the award for Best Costume Design. Every year, talented individuals work on films and designing the best costumes and hoping that they will succeed and be remembered. And the nominees are goes to Ginny Bevan for Cruella.
Cruella, in her haute couture fashion, bested the rest of the field. Our branches were mostly ready to join the animal lovers branch and hand over their fur babies for fashion. But both the creators and Kino branches were split. Equal votes went to Cruella, Nightmare Alley, and West Side Story in the creators branch. Meanwhile, the Kinos went halvesies between Cruella and Dune.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kyle. Some of you may recognize my voice as co-host of the Once Upon a Time at the Oscars podcast. I'm honored to be presenting this year at the Deathies. I will be presenting the Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Here are the nominees. And the winner is Troy Kotsur in Coda.
In what appears to be a two-horse race for that other Oscar show, Troy Kotsur did beat Cody Smith-McPhee in what might be a predictor. Smith-McPhee did put up a valiant fight, as he came in second just behind Kotsur in just about every demographic.
Wow, an amazing showing by, all these winners. I guess I was really rooting for. I never know how to pronounce the name. Ciaran Hinds, is that it? You know, the guy from
I
Justice
think
League.
so, from Belfast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he
Belfast.
was in Justice League.
He was in Justice League. That his most memorable role by far, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
I'm realizing I may have accidentally said makeup and hairstyling when that one has not come up yet. So look forward to that eventually.
Whoa, no spoilers yet. But what,
All right,
what
Pierre.
do we have coming up next?
I was going to ask you the same thing. What's our next category, Pierre?
Well, it looks like it's sound. As
Just kidding, I do have sound. You know what else is for best sound? And the winner is Dune!
As a precursor to the secondary Oscars, we at the AoDR can safely say that Dune will be a big player in the technical fields. Villeneuve's sci-fi epic bested Spielberg's live singing by a wide margin. Only the Kino branch had their doubts, with West Side Story coming very close to winning.
We come to this place for magic. We come to
AoDR.
is to love, to cry, to care. Because we need that, all of us. That indescribable feeling we get when the lights begin to dim. And we go somewhere we've never been before. Not just entertained, but somehow reborn. Together. Dazzling images on a huge silver screen. Sound that I can feel. Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Our heroes feel like the best part of us. And stories feel perfect and powerful. Because here, they are.
AoDR.
We make movies better.
Hello, this is Astro, coming to you live to present the Actress in a Supporting Role category. Hello. Before I do that though, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone for their hard work this year. Setting up the AoDR Festival took hours and hours of dedication, so many thanks to the enormous number of people who helped out with all of the various different things that were required to put that on. Also, thanks for the community, because you're amazing. You know, loads of people throughout the off-season, you know, put up links to interesting film festivals or made kind of lists of potential nominees for the Death Racers. And that's incredible. Yeah, awesome. Good job, guys. Hooray. Now, because of the inner John Waters in me, and it's such a weird echo, I can hear myself as well, so excuse me. This is coming to you live, and I'm not nearly as good a host as Jeff and Pierre. But the inner John Waters in me, whenever he kind of produces a award show, he likes to do a bit of a behind-the-scenes thing. So let me take you into Casa Deathies, and we can take a little look. Give us a wave, Pierre. Sorry, you're horribly out of focus. That's and that's a better shot, actually. So this is my setup. This is essentially accumulating all the hundreds of assets that are going to be played out today. But enough of that. I hope that was interesting to somebody. But yeah, the nominees for Best Supporting Actress or Actress in a Supporting Role are... And the winner is Ariana DeBose, West Side Story. Way!
¡Yo no soy tu hija! ¡Traitor! ¡Tú le das techo a estos puercos!
The Animal Lovers branch bucked all trends across the board by overwhelmingly voting for Jessie Buckley in The Lost Daughter to win, while the indie branch were contrarians who voted for Kirsten Dunst, the overall runner-up to Ariana DeBose.
What I love the most about the category that I'm about to is that it keeps pushing the boundaries of storytelling year after year, and that it recognizes somehow the work and the excellence of people from all around the globe, be it Chile, Russia, the UK, or even America itself. Short films for me are more about capturing an experience, an emotion, a moment, a feeling also. And this year's nominees are the perfect example of it. Without further ado, The nominees for Best Animated Short Film are and the winner is Robin. Congratulations to the directors Dan Ojari and Mikey Please.
The Human House.
42 people skipped this category, which was the biggest vote getter. But for actual films, Robin only had 10 votes more than the next closest. After that, only 4 votes separated second through 4th place. Sadly, only 5 people voted for Affairs of the Art, a very distant last place.
Wow. Congratulations to Abstain. But of course, obviously, congratulations to Robin and all of our winners in the other categories. Ariana DeBose, I'm sure, was not surprising, but was well deserved. What did you think, Pierre? Sorry, we may be having small technical difficulties again.
I muted myself. I was just saying, I was trying to think, but I'm having trouble thinking about the winners because I feel slightly inferior to you right now. I'm trying to figure out why.
Ah, yes, I have. You may have noticed. I mean, clearly you did. I changed my camera, and I did this for a couple of reasons. One of them is to emphasize just the importance of good camera placement, good camera work, good cinematography. As you can see right now, my cinematography has gotten much worse between that last segment and this one. But I did it for another reason as well, and that is because, and I can't take full credit for this, but we are about to talk about the first of our AoDR specific categories, which is, of course, the food and drink branch. Now, for that, I have prepared a little something here. This is the Trinette al Pesto from Luca. Now, of course, mine is done as I believe, a linguine, not a Trinette al pesto. But, or no, a fettuccine. But anyway, Pierre, does that look good to you? You want to come over later and have some Trinette al pesto?
If I can find a flight to Toronto, maybe I will.
Well, luckily, no one else will have to, well, I guess I'll probably just eat this myself, but no one else will have to find a flight to Toronto to see our next group of nominees, which are the food and drink branch and the best animated feature, and of course, best cinematography.
Please be quiet and courteous, and silence your cell phones now.
Oh, hello. Let me just get this off. That's better. Movies are a feast for the senses, and how should that not include taste? You can think of all the great meals you've seen on screen, how much you want to eat them. This next category honors the best of those meals 2021. Here are the nominees for Best Food and Drink Scene. And the winner is... Pearl Soup Scene from Spencer.
Trouble was cooking up in the food and drink branch, as 30% of voters went with Spencer, and another 30% went with Pig. Overall, the rest of the AoDR community voted for the Pearl Soup Scene 9 more times than the What Do You Want to Do restaurant scene. The end of day's dinner also had a good showing, only receiving 5 less votes than second place.
So smart, me.
He's strong and deadly.
Yes, very kind eyes.
Peacemaker.
Cinematography. And the nominees are Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Powered's Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. And the winner is Dune!
In one of the tightest races of the whole show, Dune only beat The Tragedy of Macbeth by 7 votes, creating a 35% to 30% difference. The Power of the Dog and West Side Story also had strong showings, proving this category to be one of the most competitive ones this year.
Growing up, animation was something that I discovered like it was the lost city of gold. And over the years, I lived in that world for as long as I can remember. This medium has come a very long way to get the attention it deserves. We now call it masterpieces, a true experience for the whole family to enjoy. It is my first love. Every day, it never stops surprising me when it puts something new on the table. It made us laugh. It made us weep. Made us learn about who we are. It never abandoned me. Through tough times, it never let me down. And it always let me know to keep aspiring to be my own creator. And with the Oscars, I was grateful to know that there was finally a place for animation to call home. If animation brought a new horizon for me, I believe that it created a path for those who follow it to not only learn from the inspiration, but to develop our own imagination.
To infinity and beyond!
Here are the nominees for this year's Best Animated Feature.
Welcome to the family, welcome to the family, hey, coming through! I know it sounds a bit fantastical and magical, but I'm part of the family, Madrigal.
Di lui. Anche a me piaceva Jean-Claude Van Damme, ma per altri motivi, ovviamente. Sì, sono abbastanza sicuro che a me piaceva in modo diverso.
Alberto Scorfano. Look at the new piacere. Trollamo trombetta. It's a human thing. I'm kind of an expert.
What does it mean? The thing you just said?
Come on, I'll show you some more stuff.
How about we put our phones down and we can make 10 seconds unobstructed family eye contact. Starting right.
This seems...
Put your phone down. Now. See, this is good right here. This is natural. Now, you're allowed to blink. It's just eye contact.
Hey there, Princess Undercuts. Fancy meeting you here.
You and the dragon gem pieces are coming with me.
My sword here says we're not. Yeah, I knew you couldn't handle rolling solo. You're nothing without your band.
Who are these unstoppable warriors?
We're the Mitchells, the only people who can save the world.
The Mitchells family won handily overall and amongst all AoDR branches, but it didn't capture the vote share for Asia, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East, all of which preferred the Danish film Flea.
Wow, what a crazy category, animated movie. Personally, I was cheering for the third act of Shang-Chi, but I noticed that wasn't there. Because that was largely animated. um, are you happy with the animated category winner?
Well, without saying too much, it was not my pick, but I am very happy that Lord and Miller have an AoDR to their name now, and congratulations very much to Mitchells versus the Machines, and previously Dune, and as well as our food and drink branch winner.
That's very high praise from you, Jeff. Thank you. And
Here,
I guess next.
Asking for I was
the
sorry.
update
I
on
just
the
needed
chips.
to interrupt you there. Yeah, an update on the chips, Pierre.
I don't know. We're like halfway. I don't know if I can show this for legal reasons, but I'm like halfway down the bag. And I'm also plowing through this Coca-Cola right here, or Coke, non-branded Coke for legal reasons. And yeah, it's doing me well. It's doing me well. Thank you for that.
So
I'll give updates as we go along.
now, Pierre, as some people on this live stream may know, me and you run a podcast called Classic Movies Live. And we have had over the last year a number of guests on that podcast, and Pencil was one of them. So hopefully people recognized his voice. His episode of Kicking It with Kendrick is certainly one of my favorites, talking about one of my favorite Anna Kendrick movies. But the reason I bring this up is because I wanted to emphasize that in the AoDR, we have creators from all over the world. Pencil is American. We're Canadian. You guys just saw Andy. He's from Colombia. And we've got people in the AoDR from Asia. We've got people from Eastern Europe. We've got people from Western Europe. We've got people from the UK. I want to stress that AoDR is a very international affair. And we're about to get to the international categories. Coming up next, we have international film, and then we do have our creators branch.
Hola, amigos. I am Academy Anna, and I am here to present Best International Feature Film, which I believe is the best category of them all. Just think of the wonderful movies we have watched together these last few years. Cold War, Shoplifters, Roma, Parasite, Pain and Glory, Honeyland, Quo Vadis Aida, Another Round. You get what I mean. So, here are the nominees that are going to join these amazing list of films. And the Deathies goes to Drive My Car.
When looking at this category, regional biases were something to look out for. Drive My Car had the most votes in Asia, and The Worst Person in the World had the most votes in Western Europe, which includes Scandinavia. Interestingly, Flea, which is a Western European film with a Middle Eastern story, didn't do well in either region. Both Hand of God and Lunana, a Yak in the Classroom had decent vote shares in Western Europe and Asia respectively, but were nowhere near the top vote getters.
Hello, I'm here to present the award for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. So in honor of the occasion, and because, if you guys spend any time at all on the server, 2 seconds, I start talking about makeup. So I've decided to do a special look based on all the different nominees in this category. I already did 8 steps on my face. Foundation, blush, primer, because, nobody wants to see that part. That part's boring. And they're not important anyway. First, we have Coming to America. And for that one, I have this really pretty purple palette from a Black-owned brand. And all of their palettes have this African artwork, or there's like a theme to African theme to it. So I'm going to be putting this color in my crease. Next, we're going to do the eyes of Tammy Faye. So based on the pictures I've seen of the real Tammy Faye and on the poster for the movie, she liked to use this really powdery blue shadow on her lid. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to use this color right here and put that on my eyelid. Next, we have House of Gucci. So I am way too poor to buy Gucci makeup. It's like $100 for like one tiny little thing with 4 colors in it. But I have this palette that I actually just bought, and it is my most expensive palette. It was, I think, the original selling price was $50. I'm going to be using this like neutrally color right here, just as a color on the brow bone. Next we have Dune. I have this nice little sandy color eyeshadow, and we're going to put this in my inner corners. Finally, we have Cruella. Now, I have a lot of Disney themed makeup. In fact, I literally just used some. I have 2 lipsticks from a collection. One is Maleficent, one is Ursula. The Maleficent's pink, and the Ursula is kind of like this deep purple. And I think the purple goes better here. Also, it's like my favorite color ever in lipstick. Plus, Emma Stone's the edgy Cruella, so. This is the completed look. And like in the nominated movies, makeup can help completely transform a person's face from one thing to another. And you know something about hair too. I forgot to do anything with my hair to prove that point. And the winner of Best Makeup and Hairstyling is The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Congratulations! Yay!
Most people voted in favor of Jessica Chastain's prosthetics work, but our friends in Asia, Eastern Europe, and Oceania preferred Cruella and Dune.
What up, Death Racers? My name's Paulo, the host of the Oscars Death Race podcast, among others, and I'm here to present the Academy of Death Racers specific award for the Biggest Cow. Now, the Biggest Cow is the award sponsored by the Creators Brands. Members of the Creators Brands are members of the Academy of Death Racers who create content online, be it movie-related or otherwise. This can be in the form of podcasts, live streams, videos, articles, fan fiction, whatever floats your boat. Now, because we're all slaves to the almighty search engine optimization algorithm, it is vitally important that we keep on top of what's trending and pump out that content that the masses are looking for, lest we all fall into obscurity and irrelevance as judged by our tech overlords. The biggest cow award goes to the movie that may or may not be the objectively best film out there for the past year, but it certainly was worth milking the most for all of every last click and view and listen. The nominees are selected by the Academy of Death Racers Creators Branch for the second annual Biggest Cow Award are Black Widow, Don't Look Up, Dune, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Titan. And the Deathy goes to Spider-Man No Way Home. Congratulations to Spider-Man No Way Home for being the biggest cow, and thanks for all the clickbait headlines and memes that we could milk you for. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon and leave a review for all of the creators in the Creators Branch. Check out all of our work, and until then, see you next time.
Spider-Man No Way Home and its constant discussion whether or not fellow Best Actor nominee Andrew Garfield and OG Spider-Man Tobey Maguire would appear in the film, along with debating what villains would show up and if this massive crossover would work, caused the most secondary content to be produced. The Creators Branch, which put forward the nominees, were on the same page as the rest of the voters.
Congratulations to Spider-Man for absolutely running away with it for the Creators Branch. And my gosh, so much to say. Congratulations to Eyes of Tammy Faye for ending the Dune sweep. And congratulations, of course, to Drive My Car, my favorite movie of last year, for winning my heart.
With Spider-Man's win, I'm really excited. With Spider-Man's win, I'm excited to see Morbius win next year's Biggest Cow Award, just because they're all connected.
Oh my God,
so,
please.
It's a big treat.
Also, I noticed that our boy Don Cheadle got a shout out. I do love me some Don Cheadle content. I don't know if I actually always love it, but I do love talking about Don Cheadle.
Yeah, well, sometimes I watch the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier just for Don Cheadle's Emmy award-winning or Emmy-nominated winning scene. Oh
my God, that's right. He was nominated.
You know. Yeah.
All right. Well,
speaking of nominations,
what do we have next? Next up, we've got documentary short subject, film editing, production design, and live action short film. I'm excited.
While each of these 5 nominees are less than 40 minutes in length, they still provide an in-depth look at disability, homelessness, sexism in athletics, war, and the joys of being a childhood bully. Here are the nominees for Best Documentary Short Subject. And the winner is Queen of Basketball. Congratulations, everyone.
What I know about Lucy?
Number 45, Lucia Harris.
This is the only short category that wasn't technically won by skip this question option, as the other 2 categories had more people abstain than pick a winner. South and Central Americans were the best at doing their homework, as they had the fewest skips.
As Walter Murch once said, emotion is the most important key element of editing. If you don't have emotion, you don't have good editing. And the nominees for film editing are Don't Look Up, Dune, King Richard, The Power of the Dog, and Tick Tick Boom. And the winner is Tick Tick Boom.
Do we take reservations? No, we do not take. We're a diner.
I have an original rock musical.
Interestingly, the creators and Kino branches couldn't decide what films they thought had better editing, as they both split their votes between the eventual winner and Dune, which was the overall runner-up.
Hello, Death Racers. I am coming to you live from the set of Mank, the winner of last year's award for Achievement in Production Design. Here are this year's nominees. And the Deathy goes to Dune.
This category yielded interesting results, as no genders voted in the same way. Males gave a slight edge to Dune, the eventual winner, while women overwhelmingly went with Nightmare Alley, and even had the tragedy of Macbeth come in second over Dune. NBs had a 50-50 vote split between Dune and Macbeth, and one of the most interesting statistical breakdowns this year.
Hello, Slight Astro here. I'm delighted to be here for a second Deathies, and I'm really excited to be announcing the winners of the live action shorts category. Here are the nominees. The winner is Take and Run. Woohoo! Good choice.
Z čoho súskryť? A spolu byť.
Take and Run won each branch's majority, except for the creators, who couldn't decide if Please Hold or Skip This Question was their favorite live-action short. Take and Run was tied in a few other demographics as the leader, except for Oceania, where The Long Goodbye and Please Hold were tied for the top spot.
Wow, that was crazy. Congratulations to Take and Run and all the other amazing winners. And you know, I find that all of these movies have something in common in that they all have a story. And yeah. And
Oh, I'm sorry, Pierre. I didn't notice you there. I was just myself engrossed in a great story. Now, this one happens to be true, but you'll notice here that I've got lots of movies. I've got lots of books here that eventually did become movies. And there really is an art to turning a good story into a movie. Wouldn't you agree, Pierre?
I would agree.
And I guess we have a friend, mutual friend, who would swear by Robert McKee's screenwriting book. I don't have that one, but I do have Writing Movies for Fun and Profit by Robert Ben Garant and Thomas Lennon, which I can only assume every one of the next nominees has read. The next nominees being for documentary feature, and original and adapted screenplay, and yeah, those are our next categories.
Next up is Best Documentary Feature, empirically the best award of the season ever since they became the only category to nominate Minding the Gap in 2019. Its subsequent theft was such an audacious heist that it's still the most impressive thing Alex Honnold has ever done, ever. I agree agreed to give this award on the sole proviso that I could plug the Criterion Collection release of the Minding the Gap DVD. So here you go. You've got a Blu-ray quality of the original film with 2 different audio commentary tracks. You've got one by director Bing Liu talking about the more technical process of putting such a long documentary together, such a long shoot period. And then you have one between Bing, Zach, and Kia where they're discussing the events of the film as they're occurring. Quite what Zach has to say about parts of the film, I've got no idea. You've got then a series of deleted scenes. You have a retrospective interview between Bing and Nina. You've got one of Bing's short films about 2 Vietnamese immigrants. And you also have an interview between Bing and Tony Hawk on the DVD. The fact that it's unavailable in my country is the reason that I'm here.
I still don't own that DVD. And I've never seen any of those commentaries. And the nominees for Best Documentary Feature are... And the winner is Flea. But it's not the best documentary. Because Minding the Gap is the best documentary.
The food and drink branch and people that are non-binary couldn't decide if they wanted Flea or Summer of Soul to win, so the votes were split down the middle for them. Of the more mainstream categories, the documentary features had the most absentias, with 31 people deciding to skip this category, likely due to the difficulty of finding entries such as Writing with Fire, which still doesn't have wide distribution.
Hi, I'm some guy named James, and since we're almost out of time, the nominees for Best Adapted Screenplay are...
Coda, written by Sean Hayter. After the first few bars of music, we hear only silence. They watch Ruby's lips move, but no sound comes out. Miles and Ruby are lost in the song. Frank and Jackie look around at the enthralled faces in the audience. People wipe away tears, visibly moved. Dune. Screenplay by John Spites, Denis Villeneuve, and Eric Roth.
I hold at your neck the Gom Jabba. Poison needle. Instant death. The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box, and you die.
The Power of the Dog, written by Jane Campion.
What is it, George?
George seems overcome, or sad, or both. He walks a moment.
I just want to say how nice it is not to be alone.
The Lost Daughter, written by Maggie
I used to
Gyllenhaal.
have a dog like that, called Mina.
Nina.
Mina. Or Mini Mama, as my mother called her. You'll find it.
Drive My Car, written by Rusa Kamaguchi and Takamasa Oi.
And the Deathies goes to... Ryusuke Hamaguchi and Takamasa Oe for Drive My Car.
Asia is a big continent, and obviously doesn't only encompass Japan, but our Asian friends went against the grain and overwhelmingly preferred The Power of the Dog, and our oceanic friends were equally split amongst 4 different films.
And now, an ode to death racing with Rufa.
"4,000 Miles from Home" is where Remy Lindholm found himself right before the Beijing Winter Olympics. Just as he was about to begin his race of the 50-kilometer ski, he found himself surrounded by treacherous conditions. chilly winds breezing at high velocity, sub-zero temperatures. The race officiators delayed the race, and then they delayed it again. Finally, they realized they could delay it no longer, but to keep it safe, they shortened the race from 50 kilometers all the way down to 30 kilometers. As Remy Lindholm began racing, catastrophe struck in the form of a frozen penis, a pain that Remy Lindholm would describe as excruciating. But through the pain, Remy Lindholm pushed on. Through the treacherous conditions, Remy Lindholm pushed on. Even though 2 other racers would drop out and not finish the race, Remy Lindholm pushed on. And as he crossed the finish line, he did not get Olympic gold. He got 28th place and a frozen penis as he collapsed in pain, as the audience cheered wildly, seeing him cross the finish line in agony, but giving it everything he had. Death racing is hard. Remy Lindholm skis 50 kilometers at a time. We have to watch 53 films. Remy Lindholm skis in conditions that are chilly. We have to watch movies that get chilly reviews from the critics. Remy Lindholm collapses in agony. We endure the agony of watching 4 good days. The nominees for Best Original Screenplay are Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and The Worst Person in the World. And the Deathy goes to? The Deathy goes to The Worst Person in the World. Congratulations to The Worst Person in the World, and congratulations to all of you who have already met your goals. This next message isn't for you. It's for the rest of us. For those of you who are still struggling to get through the Oscar death race. For those of you who may have completed the Oscar death race, but haven't completed the mega death race. Like me, I'm still working on the BAFTA death race. For those of you all out there who have not yet reached the top of the mountain, this message is for you. I know you can make it because Remy Lindholm made it. Not for gold, but for the honor of his country. I can't know why he did it, but I have to believe that in his mind, he knew his country didn't send him 4,000 miles to start the race. It sent him 4,000 miles to finish the race. And you can too. You can do it. You must do it. You will do it for Remy Lindholm.
Much like the adapted screenplay category, people from Western Europe, which includes Scandinavia, where the worst person in the world hails from, only barely squeaked out a win for a film coming from that region, with Licorice Pizza putting up a solid fight. Eastern Europe also voted in favor of PTA's film over Norway's representative.
To create an independent film at any level is to be a pioneer, a revolutionary of the craft, a craft overcrowded by recycled concepts. It means taking blind leaps, taking risks even large corporations aren't brave enough to attempt. Independent film has devolved into a catch-all term. To some, meaning mainstream films with art house themes, and often labeled as such by the more infrequent or even average filmgoer. The definition has become muddied in the industry, simply meaning to be independent of the studio system, not merely a budgetary and resource impediment. But what independent film really means is passion. And the nominees are Bell. Come on, come on. The Green Knight. The Novice. Shiva Baby. And the Deathy goes to The Green Knight.
In a shocking turn of events, the cool kids from the indie branch couldn't come to any sort of agreement. Voters equally picked Come On, Shiva Baby, The Novice, and overall winner The Green Knight. The Indies were the only guild to have every member vote for a film and not have any absentee votes like the other 4 branches did.
Oh yeah, and there's this other stuff here too.
I don't know about you, Pierre. I was expecting to come here today and to see some very deserving films win some very deserved awards. I was not expecting to come here today and be inspired the way I just was by our last 2 presenters. My God, what did you think, Pierre?
I'm not gonna lie, I had to go to the washroom during that segment, so. But
well,
go ahead. I am inspired by how inspired you were.
I'm doing really well this year. I've finished the Oscars Death Race and the BAFTAs and the Indie Spirits this year. So I figured a couple of weeks ago that I would take up the Razzies. So I've been trying to watch all of the Razzie nominees, and that award ceremony is tonight. So I will not finish that race by the time of the Razzies. However, boy, after that video, I'm going to have to watch 6 more Bruce Willis movies, but even if it costs me a frozen penis, I guess I'm going to finish that Razzies race.
And the total number of people that have seen Bruce Willis movies will be 1, right? after you have watched all.
I think we do have 2 other people in the community that have finished it. Maybe a couple more. It'll be. You know what? I might even make it double digits.
Wow, Jeff, really putting those numbers up.
Pierre, the audience is asking for a chip update before we move on.
Oh, okay, we can go inside the bag now, I think. It's like almost done. There we go. Like, that's like, you kind of got the crumb area left. There were scoops, but the scoops aren't like very scoopy anymore, even though I never had salsa. So they're just kind of like, yeah, it's not the way it used to be. We're really getting to a weird time in the life cycle of the chip bag. It's unfortunate.
So, Pierre, you just gave us like a visual update of the chips, but if you want to just go up to your microphone real quick with that bag of chips and rustle them real quick, I'm interested in an audio update.
Okay, well, here we go.
Interesting. Now, the reason I ask you for that is that our next, coming up next, we do have some audio awards. And, some people, not everyone can always see the screen when it's coming up. So it's really important that a movie sounds good, not just looks good. And coming up next, we've got original score, which is all about making those movies sound good.
A film score is one of the most subtle but important parts of a film. When a score is amazing, it makes a terrific film outstanding. Think of classic scores like The Empire Strikes Back by John Williams, Psycho by Bernard Herrmann, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly by Ennio Morricone, or, in this century, Howard Shore's work on the Harry Potter series. Which score will join that illustrious group this year? And the Deathy for Best Original Score goes to Hans Zimmer for Dune.
Dune won with 45% of the vote, and The Power of the Dog came in second with 27%. Looking across demographics, almost universally the vote splits were around 50% for Dune and around 30% for The Power of the Dog. It's the case for North and South Americans, Western Europeans, people under 20, between 20 and 29, 30 and 39, males and females.
We don't talk about breakthrough, no, no, no. We don't talk about breakthrough. But it was nomination day. It was nomination day. We were getting ready to see who would be racing this year. See who'd be racing this year. When it came time for original song question. Can we watch just the music video? Or do we have to watch the movie for the film? I decide at the end of the race, before the ceremony, if you had no films to chase. Every category complete, the full movie you must embrace. Even if the film sucks, but anyway, we don't talk about breakthrough. No, no, no. We don't talk about breakthrough. Hey, when it comes to song, I got a reputation with the way that certain songs get the nominations. It will be songs that matter to the plot. And then you have songs on your radio station missing out even though when heard across the nation. Really can't understand why this way I just can't. I just cannot. 13 noms to date, 5 the past 5 years. It's Miss Warren's fate and leaves us in tears. Yet she never wins and still writes these hymns. We don't talk about breakthrough, no, no, no. We don't talk about breakthrough. First nom in 88, the result lost. No, no. 3 more in the 90s and 2 in the odds. And now this year we've gotta watch that film for good days. I guess it shows that somehow perseverance pays. Sir, we've got some great songs for this year, like No Time to Die, the theme for Bond. And that other song from Encanto, and I guess Be Alive Ain't a Bomb. Oh yeah, Dan Warren's on her way. We've got a song by someone who's anti-vax, oh down to joy. Can you tell it's awkward? Hey guys, I wish that it were just look up, or even dream, girl. Breakthrough. Yeah, about that breakthrough. Why did I make that rule about breakthrough? Gotta watch movies to songs that didn't make breakthrough. At least Eurovision wasn't bad. Play ya ya ding dong.
First created in 1934 and it debuted in the 7th Annual Academy Awards. Best Original Song Oscar is to, denote the best original song from the year. This year's nominees include Richard,
Did Pardon us here for a second. We're just experiencing some quick difficulties, but Pierre, did you ever watch Breakthrough?
No.
What about 4 Good Days?
No.
No, that's fair. Both movies that probably aren't super worth your time, but I would argue that unlike 4 Good Days, Breakthrough is actually pretty good. So I know I'm a minority opinion here, but I do really like Topher Grace. So, not gonna lie, I did enjoy Breakthrough. I thought when I rented it for $5, it was $5 very well spent. Let me just kill my reputation here real quick.
I'll tell you, I don't know the movies very well, but from the titles, I think Breakthrough just sounds like a cooler title. So I think I prefer Breakthrough.
Yeah, so the breakthrough rule for the for those of you who are relatively new refers to the death race from 2 years ago, I believe. Diane Warren was nominated for a song that she wrote for the movie Breakthrough. And Breakthrough is like a Christian movie about a guy who falls into a frozen lake and just like is asleep for a long time. It's honestly pretty boring, but like Topher Grace gives a really good performance. It's one of those movies where you watch it and whether you like it or not, it's not really clear why it was a movie that needed to be made. But anyway, it was nominated for an Oscar, and so everyone in the death racing community had to watch it. And every year, there's 1 or 2 movies. Well, not every year. Most years, there's one movie that's nominated for an original song. Not nominated anywhere else, but nominated for original song and isn't actually very good, usually. And it's actually been a bit of a thing. It's probably going to continue. But anyway, let's get back to original song. And we're back.
Those were some original songs. I just didn't hear anything. But they were there. Can confirm.
We are investigating the issue on our end. We will not announce the winner of original song until we can get Patrick to do it. So we'll be back very shortly with our winner of original song. In the meantime, Pierre, how do you think things are going so far? How are you liking this?
Like my life in general or the award ceremony?
I meant the award ceremony, but honestly, now I'm curious.
Oh, my life in general is all right. I'm almost done this bag of chips, but that makes me think I'm almost a little upset because then I'll have to buy another bag of chips, and I don't really want to do that because then there's so many options out there, and it makes me think of what I should buy next. So I don't know what should I get for chips next, Jeff? Chip recommendation of the day.
Oh gosh. I am going to pass that off to the audience because I'm sure they will have lots of recommendations for you. So if you don't mind,
oh God,
I'm not ignoring you, but I'm gonna just not answer that question and come back to it in just a minute.
Sorry, I showed the Tostitos brand on stream. I hope that's okay.
No, you showed the unnamed, undisclosed brand on stream.
Yes.
There was no brand on those chips.
Right.
So Pierre, one thing that I definitely expect for tomorrow, and I was kind of expecting for this award ceremony as well. I was expecting a Dune sweep, and while we've gotten a lot of Dune awards, quite a few that could have gone to Dune didn't. And I thought that's been a bit of a surprise. In fact, I mean, I'm personally a little pleasantly surprised that so far, Drive My Car has won everything it's been up for. We still have to see about director and best picture, but I think Drive My Car is showing pretty strong this year.
Speaking of showing strong, let's see who is showing strong in the original song category again.
From No Time to Die. Dos Oruguitas.
A film score is one of the most subtle.
Goes to No Time to Die by Billie Eilish from James Bond. No Time to Die.
Billie Eilish is certainly popular with young people, that is well known. The trend continues with our voters. She won every vote share for people under 39. She tied for votes with Lin-Manuel Miranda in the 40 to 49 bracket, but lost the vote for everyone over 50. Kids these days.
Hi, I'm Dakota Arsenault, ContraZoom Pod. Did you know, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, the definition of directing is that thing that Celine Sciamma invented 3 years ago? Shocking, but it's true. Since then, many directors have tried to reach the same height that Sciamma did, including our 5 nominees this year. And the nominees are and the winner is Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog.
The indie branch, and people aged 40 to 49, were the most all-in demos for Campion amongst groups with significant numbers of voters. Hamaguchi and Spielberg, the two runners-up, had only one vote separating themselves, giving the ever-slight edge to the former.
Every year, the cabal of rich, globalist perverts nominates a group of supposedly good movies for award season. Movies that are designed to make you cry, make you read subtitles, make you horny but uncomfortable about it. We, the Kino branch, believe in the populist movement against this New World Order. We must defend the right to watch fun movies. All we ask of Kino is that it entertains us. Sorry, just 1 second.
And the nominees for Best Kino Film are is House of
This is Patricia, and this is my family.
They had wealth, power. Who wouldn't care for that?
In what might be one of the most intriguing breakdowns of categories, not a single Kino branch member voted for eventual winner House of Gucci. Instead, the branch overwhelmingly preferred the Romanian satire, Bad Luck Banging, or Loony Porn.
That's crazy.
Just gonna put F9 down there.
No, poor F9. I would commentate on the. Oh wow. I was gonna commentate on who won, but after the guy from Anonymous said horny, I lost focus, and I started thinking of the fish, Angelina Jolie from Shark Tale. But what did you think of the winner and Fast 9?
I mean, it may be pretty obvious where my vote was, but I am very happy to see House of Gucci win something. There's a scene in this movie where Jared Leto, he screams and he goes like this, and then the sound that comes out of his mouth is a car horn. It is hilarious.
I do find car horns funny too. I laugh a lot when I'm on the road. But
so
our next our next category is no laughing matter, Jeff.
No, we're very serious. This is a very serious category coming up next. Coming up next, we have got actor in a leading role, actress in a leading role, and animal branch. These are the most important, maybe the most important element of a movie. Certainly one of the most important elements for putting butts in seats. You got to have great performances. And coming up next, we're going to honor those great performances.
Hello everyone. 2021 was filled with great films that got us through the pandemic and countless lockdowns. Not only we get to see amazing stories unfold exceptionally, we also have witnessed mesmerizing performances by superb actors all around. In this category, I'm happily to be presenting. We get to embark on a journey with a celebrity icon, a king, a father, a cowboy, and a musical theater composer as they face their struggles with extraordinary measures right in front of our very eyes. Here are the nominees for Best Actor in a Leading Role. And the award goes to... Ooh. Oh, we have a dog right here as well. Andrew Garfield from Tick Tick Boom!
This is the life. Bo, 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 bo.
Some interesting equal shares for top vote getters amongst people between the ages of 50 and 59, women, and the animal lovers branch. All three demos couldn't decide between Garfield and runner-up Benedict Cumberbatch. NBs were also split, but it was between The Batch and Will Smith.
And the nominees for Best Actress in a Leading Role are
And may I have the envelope, please?
and the Deathy goes to Kristen Stewart Spencer.
Your Royal Highness,
Mommy!
family are all gathered in the drawing room.
Kristen Stewart, a favorite amongst cinephiles like the AoDR community, received almost 50% of all the votes, putting up incredibly dominant numbers across the board. Runner-up Jessica Chastain did receive more votes from Western Europeans and the often completely equally split Oceanics.
Welcome to the almost magic, where we're totally not weird about how much we like animals. Good boy. If you can guess how many animals are in this frame, you win a free t-shirt. And the nominees are... And the winner is... Mitchells vs. the Machines for Monkey. Thank you very much to all the nominees.
Munchie, don't be scared.
Why are you clutching that large feral hog like it's a child?
That's not a feral hog. It's Munchie.
What? Is that a dog or... Dog, pig, dog, pig, dog. Loaf of bread. System error.
The animal lovers branch couldn't decide if they prefer live action or animated animals. While the rest of the AoDR voters adore Monchi, the pug, starring in Katie's Homemade Films, the animal branch actually had that pick tied with the live action pig from Pig. Either way, both animals deserve lots of scratches and treats for being so good.
Maybe our the only category in the entire award ceremony filled entirely with good boys. This was a very dog-centric year.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure out how Ben trained his dog to hand him that envelope like that. That was crazy.
That was Kathy that trained her dog, I think.
No, Ben's dog was standing up and everything and gave a little dance at the end too. You see that?
Oh my gosh.
Dogs these days.
I must have missed that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, I know. It's messed up. But
So
that's
Pierre,
not important.
I did have a quick update. Just I wanted to come back to the chips question. We did poll the YouTube live audience, and the results came back. You should get as your next bag of chips either hot Cheetos, Sainsbury basic nachos, or salted plantain chips. Now, I don't know which one of those are going to be very easy for you to get, but those are the three that came back. Pick the one that you want.
Probably hot Cheetos. I don't know what plantains are, and I don't want to find out. I think they're like bananas cousins or something, right?
Something like that. If anyone wants to
Cool.
send some plantain chips to Pierre's mailbox, he would appreciate it. I say on behalf of
Thank
Pierre.
you. Just write Pierre's mom's house on the address card, and you'll find me.
So, with our talented pets out of the way, Pierre, we're getting close to the end here. What do you what are your thoughts so far on the ceremony?
I've really enjoyed it. I haven't seen a lot of the movies presented because, you know, I only finished the Best Picture category, I think, this year. But it's been fascinating, you know, watching the community get together and celebrate, you know, movie making and take control of the awards experience away from the top 0.1% in Hollywood, and make
also
it about
give
us.
like just a little bit of, and also just giving a little bit of that control to the pets. We got Alex saying we got some talented pets here, and I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
So
they were very talented.
Let me just check what we have coming up next. It is, that's weird. I don't know what this means. We've got something coming up next. It just says, Pierre, do you know what the secret branch is?
Everything's fine. Why do you keep saying that? How do you know? Because I've seen it before. Nothing new. It feels new.
Aloha, Death Racers. It's me, the creepy, disembodied force that represents the secret branch of the Academy of Death Racers. While we may or may not be located in Hawaii this year, we're still a secret and we're still very much involved. Still watching Oscar nominees and still keeping tabs and pulling the puppet strings on the entertainment industry from behind the scenes. This year, the secret branch is proud to announce the recipient of the Academy of Death Racers Lifetime Achievement Award. This award honors a filmmaker or actor who has made deserving contributions to the world of cinema despite being generally unrecognized and underappreciated by that other Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. We're here to right their wrongs. This year, the recipient is an EGOT winner. That is, he has received an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a Tony, but not yet an Oscar. He hasn't even been nominated for an Oscar. He's a thespian through and through, receiving those awards for his role in the 1993-94 play Angels in America and the 2004 HBO adaptation of said play. He's appeared in art house films such as the 1996 film Basquiat and Wes Anderson's Defense Dispatch. He's also appeared in blockbuster films such as the James Bond franchise, Hunger Games, and the recent Batman film. He's produced documentaries, portrayed historical figures such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Colin Powell, and also has appeared in television series such as Westworld and Boardwalk Empire, not to mention video games like The Last of Us Part 2. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, it is my distinct pleasure to correct a grave injustice and award this year's Academy of Death Racers Lifetime Achievement Award to Mr. Jeffrey Wright. Congratulations! Even if that other Academy refuses to acknowledge your contributions, we know you're out there doing the good work and just want you to know that it has not gone unnoticed. And with that, back to your regularly scheduled program. Until next time, remember, nothing is more important than family.
Who, what, where, when, how, valid questions. But I learned as a cub stringer, never under any circumstance, if it is remotely within your power to resist the impulse, never ask a man why.
Well, congratulations to Jeffrey Wright for winning our Lifetime Achievement Award. That was unexpected.
Yeah, I didn't know that segment was coming.
Well, I think that means we've only got one segment left, Pierre, and that would be Best Picture. Are you excited?
Oh my god. Yes, because this is the only category where I know all the movies. So I'm extremely excited.
Ha! So, I'm going to explain briefly how this works. At most award shows, the Best Picture nominee, the Best Picture award, regardless of how it is determined, is presented as someone comes out with an envelope, says a speech, and presents the award. We want full transparency at our award show. So the way that this is going to work is we are going to present the Best Picture nominees by round. The way that Best Picture is voted on is that votes are cast in a preferential order from 1 to 10, 1 being either the person's favorite or the movie that a voter thinks is most deserving, however they choose to vote on that. And they vote on every single Best Picture nominee and just rank it in order of preference. In each round, in the first round, we count the first choice votes, and then if no movie gets over 50%, then the movie with the least number of first choice ballots is eliminated, and all of those ballots we count the second choice instead. We go through that round by round until at least one movie, and I guess only one movie, has more than 50% of the vote. Yeah, it has to be only one movie. It would be really strange if 2 movies had more than 50% of the vote. Now, I have been told that this year it's very close. So let's get excited for a full 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds of this. Maybe we'll go to 12 rounds. Who knows? Here are our first choice ballots for Best Picture. In round 1, these are the things that people should picked as their first choices. We have right off the bat, Power of the Dog is winning just a little bit above Dune with 21% of the vote. And of course, lowest is Don't Look Up with 0.66%. Now, personally, I'm not surprised. I think that while plenty of people liked Don't Look Up, I don't think that Don't Look Up was very many people's first choice, and I guess that confirms it. Pierre, what did you think of Don't Look Up being the first thing to be eliminated?
I'm really happy with it. I didn't like this movie, and I'm not surprised that it was the first one out. Felt like a kind of a pity nomination from the Oscars, so that's cool. Okay, second round. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Oh, round 2, big capital letters, and here we go. Bars are raising, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, King Richard is being kicked out at second last. For me, unfortunately, I actually really like this movie, but I have heard a lot of people, this was not one of their favorites this year. Jeff, what do you think?
I'm not too surprised, especially since Don't Look Up only had 0.66% of the votes. King Richard was a pretty close second last and pretty distant from third, so I don't think that much would have changed. I think it would have been very hard for anything to change this result coming out of the last round. But I mean, I think I've made my thoughts on King Richard clear on the episode of our podcast. I was not that big of a fan of it. Obviously, I never want to see any movie fail, but something's got to be first. So if it's not going to be King Richard, well, then something else will be. So let's go on to round 3. Could this be the one where everything changes? Now, if I remember right, I believe Belfast was the next lowest coming out of the last round. Oh, maybe not. No, I guess it was Nightmare Alley. And Nightmare Alley still is. So Nightmare Alley is going to head out here. I'm a little disappointed that Nightmare Alley is out so early. I love Guillermo del Toro. I love Nightmare Alley. I love just the look of that movie. But it was certainly an underdog here. Pierre, what did you think of Nightmare Alley in general and, being voted out this early?
It's not my favorite. Definitely pretty disappointing coming off of Guillermo del Toro's first movie after his Best Picture win. But hey, you win some, you lose some. That's how it is. And I can understand why it was kicked out relatively early. As we go into our next round, we'll see the next eliminated feature, round 4, as it were. And bars are raising again. And it looks like Belfast. Belfast is being eliminated. I totally understand that. It feels like a very middle of the pack movie. Jeff, what do you think?
I'm not shocked that Belfast is out as the 4th nominee. I'm a little surprised, but like what I'm more surprised at is that Belfast has been at 5.3 since the first round of voting, which means that Belfast made it all the way to this round entirely on first choice picks, which is admirable, but a little surprising that Belfast was no one's 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. I definitely thought that Belfast would have been, despite its lukewarm reception, I thought it would have been a little higher than that. But if current numbers are anything to go off of, it looks like West Side Story may be the next one to go. Let's find out if that's true. We've got our bars raising now, and it looks like some of these bars did actually change this time, which I'm sure they all have been all this time, but sometimes those changes have been so small. We're about to start seeing things ramp up. Unfortunately, they did not ramp up fast enough for West Side Story to continue on to our next round. So West Side Story is gone. Pierre, what do you think of West Side Story? What do you think of West Side Story?
I didn't really like the movie, so I'm happy it's out. That's all I really have to say. But I'm actually surprised it didn't go further because I think it was a pretty big favorite for at least a lot of the Academy watchers. And now we're going to go to the next round. Round 6? Oh my god, that's a lot of numbers. Where we will see the bars rise once more. And coming in last place, we have Licorice Pizza. Poor Paul Thomas Anderson. He really stuck in there for a while. Great effort by him, though. Jeff, are you a big Paul Thomas Anderson fan? Are you sad about this?
I am a big Paul Thomas Anderson fan, but I have made no secret of it that Licorice Pizza is not my favorite from him. So I am sad for him. I am not sad for Licorice Pizza. Although I would like to point out, Licorice Pizza gained a lot from West Side Story being taken out. So, it really put up a solid effort. It's looking like we're getting into the last couple of rounds. This next one could be pretty close to deciding it. Let's see what goes next. All right, with only 4 movies left in the running, we've got, it looks like Coda is gone. Coda, one of the frontrunners at this year's Academy Awards, does not seem to have quite done as well in this year's Academy of Death Racers Awards. Although, making it to round 4 is, or round 6, 7, I guess. That's not nothing. That's pretty good. Now, just before I pass it off to you, Pierre, I would like to point out Drive My Car is now equal with Power of the Dog, and Dune is leading by only a hair. This is starting to really ramp up. We now have 3 co-frontrunners, basically, despite having a clear frontrunner right at the start.
Crazy stuff. Wait, am I... As we go into the next round, where we have what is this, round 8? Yeah, okay, cool.
Round 8.
Round 8. 3 movies are left. Top 3. We're on the podium now. Oh my god, such a close result, except for the Power of the Dog, who is unfortunately getting left behind. This dog was not fast enough. Jeff, Power of the Dog, thoughts?
This might be the most shocking upset of the entire night. Power of the Dog eliminated with 31.13% of the votes. leading us all the way into the final possible round. The Best Picture winner will be decided in this next round. Let's see who it is. Round 9. Now, coming out of the last round, we had an exactly equal split for Drive My Car and Dune. In this round, we get 50.33% for Dune. Dune wins by almost literally nothing. Holy crap. What do you think, Pierre? Dune is Best Picture at the Academy of Death Racers.
I'm kind of surprised that Dune won. I'm not gonna lie, but I know this was very celebrated by a lot of people that weren't me, and I really respect Dune. It's a very technically amazing movie, and Dallas Villeneuve, I don't know how to pronounce his name properly, is definitely a really big director right now, and he's definitely someone you got to keep your eye out for like the next. Actually, he's been someone you should keep your eye out for a while. What am I saying?
I would just like to say, first off, congratulations to the entire production team for making it as far as they did. But of course, congratulations to Denis Villeneuve and the team at Dune for winning the Best Picture at the Academy of Death Racers. That's another win for Canada, and you know what? Ultimately, I'm happy with that. If you are watching the live chat right now, Pierre, it is people are going wild. This is a crazy result.
Yeah, it is pretty hectic. So I guess it's a polarizing result. Everyone wanted, or it was a very close top 3. So not everyone's gonna be happy here. But I think that just shows how much high regard people have for these movies.
Mm-hmm. I am very impressed at a round that went all the way. It went all the way to round 9, 10, went all the way to the end. Crazy. We do have one final award to give out tonight. Best Picture, of course, is the last formal award, but we started the tradition last year. We were the first ones to do it. No one else has ever had this idea to do the AoDR favorite film. And we're going to talk about the favorite film. This one is, I believe we have a couple of places for this, but this is not a preferential ballot. This is just vote for your favorite. So this is a top 5. So let's see what our top 5 favorite films within the Academy of Death Racers community were. Coming in at number 5, we've got Licorice Pizza. People loved this movie. People either loved it or they just didn't care for it, but people mostly loved it. Coming in at 4th place, Drive My Car. Interesting considering how far it went in the Best Picture. 3rd place, Coda. How do you feel about that, Pierre?
That's crazy, Jeff. 2nd place, the worst person in the world. Oh my god. And 1st place, Jeff, take this one.
And Dune. So, not super surprising that Dune won Best Picture, considering it was most people's favorite film. It definitely did start off with the most first place votes. Very cool to see the worst person in the world there at number 2, beating out fellow Best Picture contenders, Licorice Pizza and Drive My Car. Just crazy stuff. Pierre, what was your favorite movie this year?
It was it was Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, at least Spider-Man No Way Home isn't going home empty-handed either. Congratulations to all of our winners, including Spider-Man, including Dune, including Drive My Car twice. Lots of great winners today. And as I said earlier on, or as we said, everyone who voted on these watched all the nominees. So these are the ones that not only won, but deserved it most.
Yes, but I think the real winners were the friends we made along the way. Everyone, the community as a whole. So thank you for being a part of this community and watching us talk about movies for almost 2 hours now. It's very impressive.
Yeah, holy crap. I think, what's the first thing you're going to do after this award ceremony, Pierre?
Probably use the washroom, Jeff. What are you going to do?
I think I might do just the same.
Nice. How do they do it at the Oscars? They
Well-
must have regular pee breaks.
I think there was one instance of like, what I think there was one guy at one of these award shows a couple of years ago that like he wasn't there because he was in the bathroom when they called his name. So they have pee breaks.
Yes. Okay. Well. that makes
Anyway,
sense.
one more thank you to everyone in the community. Thank you guys for making this show possible. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you to everyone who contributed. And thank you to everyone who voted. Thank you to everyone. As Pierre said, the real winners were the friends we made along the way.